Guess who it is, boys and girls? That's right, it's Suzyruin back with another video about something weird in World of Warcraft. I actually took some time from playing Classic to do a video about a bee mount for you mofos, so let's get to it. Guess what? If you're a horde, you can go straight to hell because you can't even get this mount. So first, be an alliance character. Sucks, huh? Well, that's the breaks. I don't make the rules. I put a link in the description to the PTR guide on Wowhead as reference as well. I highly recommend reading that as well from start to finish to understand exactly what to do before you start off. But first things first, if you haven't watched my Let's Be Friends achievement guide video, you have to do that first, because to even get started on an endless rep grind for a bee mount, you have to have Bumbles, the bee companion pet. He's a little bee that follows you around, and he's black and looks kind of like a badass. Steps on how to do this are also found in the Wowhead guide that I mentioned. Long story short, if you haven't started that, you're already 7 days behind minimum before you even start farming for your mount. So do that first, then come back to this video. So far, so fun, right? If you've made it this far, you're already either bored, or you're just wanting to watch this whole video, or you have Bumbles the bee pet and are ready to start an endless rep grind so you can ride around on a big flying handsome bee boy. First, to go over to the Mildenhall Meadery over in Stormsong Valley. It's the place where all the bee-related world quests and regular quests are, and where you can find a fella named Barry the Beekeeper. So head there, and when you land, take out Bumbles the bee pet. Once you have Bumbles out, head over to Barry the Beekeeper. He's chilling back sort of behind the Flight Master here at 6964 coordinates next to the boat. And he'll start this little sort of story he's going to tell you about the hive and sort of what to do. So you'll see the green spot on the ground. So the next thing is you'll want to follow the trail of green spots on the ground until you find the hive that's hidden and that Barry mentions. In order to see the green spots, you have to have Bumbles out first. Simply mount up, and hopefully you have flying now, as it makes it a lot easier to see and find. I'll show you the path through here. Just kind of sped up out of respect for your time. I do get sidetracked easy, and then you end up here, and this is where the hive is. So once you arrive, Barry will show up, and so will this big bee. Barry then tells you that you'll need to somehow convince this big bee to let you into the hive. And this is done by finding a nearby honeycomb laying on the ground, which is right by the pond. And grab this and offer it to the big bee. It contains an item called thin jelly. Now that you have the thin jelly in your inventory, take it to the bee and right-click on the big bee to offer the jelly to her. After this, Barry and the bee will begin to communicate in the form of dance. After a brief introduction, you'll be allowed into the hive. Once inside, talk to Barry again, and he'll ask you to feed the honey found to a bee larva. Once you click on the larva and feed the bee, you'll notice that your reputation has increased. This is one of the ways you'll increase reputation with the bee faction. Barry then exits the hive and posts up just outside. He'll become a vendor going forward, and the other faction vendor is the large bee that's inside the hive. You've now unlocked the faction to grind rep for it. Consult the Wowhead guide linked in the description for other ways to grind rep. For instance, just on the other side of the hive, there's a large rare Etten that spawns called a Honey Smasher. He's good for 500 rep a day. And again, visit the link in the description for more information and full guide on stuff like that. But I hope that helps you in getting started with the rep grind. for the B mount. Good luck with getting your B mounts. I decided to make this video because I just sort of had trouble finding out how to start, so thought this might help some folks. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe, and don't forget to click the little bell to be notified of new content as it becomes available. Give me a follow on Twitter at ifrag79. And also, if you're playing Classic, head over to Bigglesworth server and ping me as Suzy's Savior, where I'm maining a priest, an undead priest. Also, the Classic guild that I'm currently in is recruiting, so feel free to shoot me like a DM on Twitter about joining. Vile Sins is the name of the guild there for Classic. So I'm wrapping up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.